welcome to another edition of Sports Block. As we're here tonight for homecoming night against Panther Creek, I'm Adam Ireland, joined by
and Joey Bullard.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one tonight again, as the Middle Creek 2-2 faces the 0-4 Panther Creek Catamounts, who used to be in our conference, but are now no longer due to conference realignment.
I think it should be a good game tonight. The Mustangs are coming off a big win last week against Millbrook. After they hit a rough patch against Heritage and Wake Forest. So I think this is a really good game for them. Get back into the flow of things, get back on the winning streak, and get back into it.
Yeah, I think this is an important game for both teams. Just for Middle Creek to keep the streak going, and then for Panther Creek finally get in the win column, as in the past years, the playoffs, last teams in are 5-6, and they can only drop one game, so theoretically they can only afford to lose twice more.
That's right. And, the Catamounts, they've been struggling all year, having some big losses against teams like Holly Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Apex Friendship was a real big loss for them. So, they're going to come out here. They're really playing for pride, and they want to see them get their first win tonight. But they're going to be a tough Middle Creek defense, who has a bit of a soft spot, having Connor Shuansky out with a broken arm.
Definitely. If I'm Panther Creek, I'm going to try to take advantage of the middle of the field between the defensive line and the secondary, as the Mustang leader in defense is not going to be there, as you mentioned.
No doubt. They still have a stout defense. They still have a good linebacker back there, and Joey Maya. He's been playing that position for the last year and a half. So I think he's doing a good job, and I think he's ready to lead this defense on his own.
Yeah, no doubt. Not having Connor Chonsky is definitely not going. Is a loss in that he's a leader, but they definitely have the players to make up for the loss.
And that's just on the offense, defensive side of the ball. Offense, Jake Patterson, he's out for the rest of the year with also a broken arm injury. So, it's going to be tough to fill that tackle spot where he plays at.
Definitely. If I'm Middle Creek, I would want to get this solidified this week and try to see if we can get this solidified this week against Panther Creek and Wakefield next week, before you kind of get into the conference schedule with Fuquay, Garner, Apex Friendship, and Holly Springs, the teams that know you well.
And looking at tonight's matchup, I think the keys to the game, for both sides of the ball, got to play with passion. Especially Panther Creek. I think on Panther Creek side, you got to play with passion. You got to look. I really attack that middle of the field. With them missing Connor, because who's a big part of this Middle Creek defense. But if I'm Panther Creek, I'll look over the middle of the field, attack those spots. And it's really going to be tough for them to run the ball tonight. But I think they have a good quarterback here in Alquist for the Catamounts, so that's them. I attack the middle of the field. For the Mustangs, keep doing what you're doing. You got to win last week against Millbrook, where Ely who actually didn't turn the ball over last week, which through the first 4 games he's really struggled. Already having 8 interceptions on the year, so we're going to look to see. I think on that side of the ball, we're going to have to see Ely play a whole lot better. But I think after last week, we'll see how he goes tonight.
Definitely. I think if he can keep the direction going and not be more careful with the ball, Middle Creek's offense will fare much better. As coaches say sometimes the best play is a bad play. And instead of maybe taking the sack, or maybe just throwing it out of bounds and going to 4th down, or losing the yards instead of turning the ball over. In the sense of that.
That should be a good game tonight. It's homecoming night. Good day today for the Mustangs. So this is going to be an emotional game for them.
Definitely, and I remember I'm a senior now, but I remember my freshman year, Panther Creek actually came here and upset Middle Creek on homecoming night. And the one year actually Middle Creek has not won the conference the last 4 years.
And since then, we haven't had a loss on homecoming night. So hopefully they look to see that streak to 4 tonight.
What's up? We can only hope. I think this should be a good game. I think Middle Creek will start to pull away in the second half. And I think one thing that's going to kind of hurt Panther Creek in this game, not only in this game but going forward, is going to be that they don't have the depth that I believe when I printed off the rosters from Max Rep, they only have 36 listed players, which is really small for football. So should they get in a close game, the depth is going to be the death of them unless they are very well conditioned.
I think after taking a look at the Panther Creek side of the ball on defense, they're a pretty small team. So I think either you shouldn't really have a problem tonight making good decisions on the offensive side of the ball. I think he can really attack this Catamount defense very well.
Definitely, especially with his size when he has to scramble. Hence the name they have for him, the Moose.
He may be slow, but he can move. Not as well as Dominique Schaffner, but he can move pretty well.
Don't always need speed. Just need to be able to break tackles and just need to be able to carry people and break tackles. Don't necessarily need to be shifty.
So if you saw the toss, it looks like Middle Creek won the toss and they're going to defer. So we're going to see. It looks like we're going to see the Middle Creek defense to begin the game.
Yep. So I got to catch up with Coach Ragland before the game. He kind of talked about his thoughts from the season, where the young team, which we all kind of expected coming into the year, was growing each week, and they're kind of starting to live up to the Middle Creek football expectations, and that he was excited for this homecoming game. Him and his players were excited for it after getting back home after 2 road games at Wake Forest and Millbrook, and then just ready to be back. And it's kind of the goal for the rest of the season is to win out and win the conference and get a good seed in the playoffs.
And I think, those 2 losses, I think coming into this year, we were all expecting, what we expected the last couple of years, undefeated season, playing great football, very stout defense who really is just going to handle the game. But, of course, we had tough teams like Heritage and Wake Forest, and nobody was able to look – we weren't just going to look past them. But because we know they're great, they're 2 very good teams, very good on offensive and defensive side of the ball. But, they didn't play as well during those games. We thought we'd see a better game. Wake Forest, they really just got played. They played very poorly against Wake Forest. Wake Forest running them up and down the field, and pretty much had them. They pretty much took control of that whole game. Then last time we were here, we played Heritage. They struggled there towards the end of the game. They looked like they were gonna come back, but they didn't play too hot towards the end. As we get ready for kickoff here.
It's never a bad thing to play 2 good teams early in the season.
It's a great test. And that's going to start. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to start at the 30-yard line for the Catamounts.
It's going to be good starting field position for Panther Creek on the first drive of the game. Can't ask for much more.
Definitely what Panther Creek needs to make a statement in this first game. They're really looking to start really anything this season they haven't at all. Losing their first 4 to Heritage, Leesville Road, Holly Springs, and Apex Friendship by considerable amounts.
Nice to hear from you, Joey.
Did you guys forget I was here?
Oh, no, when you were here, we just expected you to talk a little bit, But I know we overran pregame, but
first time commentating, so I'll talk now. Don't worry.
We got a Luckwitz here. Starting out in a gun formation. Double to each side.
Panther Creek hoping to get some sort of movement on the defensive line. Does not work.
He's going to drop back. He's going to go deep first play, and he's going to overthrow his receiver as that was intended for number 4.
Bold move by Panther Creek on the first play.
I like the play call there. First down. Middle Creek secondary has kind of been, if you had to pinpoint a weak spot all year, it's kind of been the weak spot, and so just go after it on the first play. See if you can get after it on the first play. And if it doesn't work out, you still have 2 more downs free depending on where you are at 4th down to play with. So
second down will be taken from the shotgun position again.
Play action over the middle, and that's what they look to attack already, and that's going to look to be a touchdown early as Panther Creek gets on the board in just 2 plays in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's definitely what they needed to get something going in this game, make a statement early on.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. If you're Middle Creek, that's not what you want to see against a team that has not won and has not really been close in any of their games. That's not what you want to see on the first play.
And Panther Creek isn't just trying to get a win because they haven't won yet. Middle Creek leads the all-time series 8-2, so Panther Creek, I'm sure, would like to get some revenge on a team they usually lose to.
No doubt.
And I'm pretty sure defensive coordinator Coach Ray down there, I think he's pretty upset with that, letting out that play. And I know Coach Harris has very high expectations for his secondary, and his secondary letting up a big play there across the middle.
And we'll be right back with the Sports Talk. Panther Creek leads 7-0. as Panther Creek kicks it off.
So to let it bounce, and that's going to be, looks to be,
Fielded by
like Brandon Wilson on that run.
him and Rasheed Martin have been the main return men this year for Middle Creek.
Middle Creek offense will take the field for the first time today.
Looking to tie this game back, looking to get on the scoreboard and make this game, tie up this game, and give their defense an opportunity to get them a chance to get the lead.
Like I said, going back to the keys of the game, you know, Ely's really going to look to have to take care of the ball here early to start, and looks like they're going to start in a 5-wide set as the Catamounts are only going to go one safety back, and Ely's going to roll out. He's got a lot of field open. He's looking, and he's just going to have to take off here, and he's going to get about maybe a 2-yard gain there, 2-3-yard gain.
Jordan Mitchell was open from the start. He just kind of blew past his defenders, but Ely didn't have enough time to see him.
Looks like starting at receiver tonight, we're going to have JoJo Mitchell down there on the left side, Harrison Ryder coming in at the slot, and also Rasheed Martin, who's going to come out of the game right now.
The Middle Creek offense has averaged 27.5 points per game, while the Panther Creek defense lets up an average of 41 points per game. So this is definitely an aspect of the game Middle Creek wants to take plenty of advantage of. Oh, a deep pass.
He's going to go deep, and he's got Jordan
That's a catch.
Mitchell, and he's going to keep
If he stays
it
in
going.
bounds, that is going to be a touchdown.
And he trips as he crosses the end zone. But good play for Jordan Mitchell. And as I said, Ely taking his chances early, and he comes up big there.
Middle Creek says to Panther Creek, who can play at that game, both scoring on the second play of their respective drives.
Yeah, that's exactly, if you're the offense, that's exactly what you want to see. Big play. So, pending the extra point, we're going to have a tie game after only 4 plays. And both teams have scored. Don't see that often after 4 plays. Don't see that often.
Might be a little bit early to call this, but this might not be a defensive struggle of a game.
And that's an extra point is good. So that's going to make the score 7-7. And welcome back to the Sports Bike as we're back after a quick commercial break. As Middle Creek scored after its second play of the game to tie it up at 7. After Panther Creek scored in that second play of the game to tie it up at 7 as Kirkland kicks it off.
That's going to be a short kick, and it's going to bounce right down the court. It's going to be muffed, and they're going to fake hand it off as they're going to go wide. They're going to wide left, and he's going to cut up field, and he's going to be just stopped. Just before he gets to the 45-yard line.
Great return there by Panther Creek. They got good starting field position on their last drive because of a kick out of bounds, and then now they got great field position because of a great return. So right now, Panther Creek is winning the kickoff game. With 10:40 left in the first quarter.
As we have the Catamounts come back out here on the second drive. If I'm the Catamounts, I'm going to look to attack exactly. I'm going to go with exactly what I ran the first time if they get a touchdown. As Middle Creek's going to press here, and they're going to run a 2 deep safety set. They're going to back off here, number 31. They're going to hand off to Lynn. She's going to be stopped right at the line. As there's that run defense that we talked about at the beginning of the game. That Middle Creek is pretty good against stopping the run.
Oh yeah, definitely. Their defensive line has probably been their strength this year, which has been able to get after the quarterback and stop the run.
They played a couple bigger backs this year, especially like people like Devon Lawrence,
definitely.
Person down there in Heritage. Two very good running backs, but on average, the Middle Creek run defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I personally did not see them against Lawrence, but they looked they held their own against Pearson, who's not a small dude.
Very big guy. Split gun set. And they're going to hand it off to Lynn, and he's going to be stopped just right there. Right at the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost a yard there. That was number 1.
Correction. 2 runs for no game. Defense definitely holding up more so on this drive than the last.
Yeah, on the last drive, with that touchdown, like we mentioned in the pregame, Connor Charnsky, the captain, kind of linebacker captain out, and that was kind of in the area where the slot corner needs to lay off for the linebacker, but miscommunication there left the dude wide open.
They're going to look to stick the gun here. They go double receiver set. As Lundquist's going to rock back. He's going to go deep again. He has his receiver, but just a little bit underthrown there as number 1 couldn't hold that in.
Yeah, he was almost able to come down with it one-handed, as we saw one-handed catch by Millbrook last week. But fortunately for Middle Creek, he was unable to make the one-handed catch this time. So that will bring up 4th and 11 from the Panther Creek 40-yard line.
First 3 and out to today's game.
Rashid Martin will be returning the punt.
And that's going to be a deep line drive, and it's going to go right to Rashid Martin, just at about the 27-yard line.
So we'll see if the the Mustang offense looks to build on its success on its first drive and the momentum the defense gave it after a 3 and out.
And for the first time, we're going to see Kyle Woodard in. They're going to go trips. They're going to go trips right.
I believe Kyle Woodward is one of the 2 Middle Creek receivers that have got college offers, I believe.
Pretty good receiver. As I said, they're going to go trip set. If I'm Ely, I'm attacking that deep matchup all night. And so Ely's going to step up. He's got JoJo Mitchell right there, but had it right on his hands when he drops it right there with pass.
Yeah, Jordan Mitchell should have had that. He was kind of in the middle of 3 defenders, but none of the defenders were really in a position to make a play on the ball. So that was an easy catch for Jordan Mitchell.
Tough break for Middle Creek right there. Brings up a second and 10.
We got Mitchell, we got Ryder, we got Woodard off to the left. Brandon Wilson far out right. Like I said, if you're Ely, you're going to look at your matchups, and of course, they're going to go double safety set. Where as they hand off to Dre Jones for his first carry of the game, and he's going to be stopped just at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Dre Jones was the feature back last year behind him and Dominique Stoffman made a great duo in the backfield, and Dre Jones has struggled a little bit this year with the constant shuffle on the offensive line.
It's 3rd and 11. He has a loss of a yard there.
And since the last broadcast we had with the offensive line shuffling, Mike Brady was moved from the D line to the O line.
And they're going to bring a DB blitz here as it's picked up, but Andrew Ely overthrows Jordan Mitchell a little too high there for Dre Jones to get.
And that's going to bring up 4th down. So back-to-back 3 and outs for both teams. And coincidentally, both 4th and 11s. Don't really see that often.
Ely had a little bit of a struggle there, but if you're Ely and you're in the huddle and you're looking at that defense, they're running a 3-4 type defense, and of course they brought a DB blitz there that was picked up. But most times, of course, you're not going to really see the DB blitz. But good job for the O-line picking it up, give him enough time, but going to have to make a better throw than what he made. And it's going to be a good kick by Rashid Martin. It's going to be a low line drive, and it's going to take a nice Middle Creek roll at about the 29-yard line.
Yeah. I would like to see Middle Creek, as this game goes on, see some more rollouts by Ely, as the pocket seems to collapse quickly, but his receivers seem to get open. So I would personally think that if they did some rollouts, he could hit a receiver for a couple big plays. But nonetheless, I'm not an offensive coordinator, so.
And of course, I think what the Panther Creek Catamounts are doing on the defensive side of the ball, they're going to try to mix it up a little bit, send 4, send 5, then they might just send 3. So they're going to mix it up. They're going to try to get Ely off his game tonight, and so Middle Creek's really going to have to key in on that, and Ely's going to have to pick that up at all times.
We'll see what Panther Creek's offense has on its 3rd drive in the night. Handoff.
They hand off to Lynn. Again, number 1, and he's going to be stopped just above the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss of a yard there.
Again, stopped around the line of scrimmage. Both run offenses have been able to get much so far today.
Yeah, that's got to be a coach's got to love when his team can stop the run, because that means even if you have a good secondary, you can still put more players back if you can stop the run without having to bring in extra guys.
And the Catamounts, they're really sticking to this shotgun formation. They might go split gun. They might go just gun doubles. So let's see what they're going here. It's number 47 gets subbed in. That's in Woodard, making his first appearance to the game. Coming in on the edge from the right. Panther Creek looking to bring a little bit of edge pressure as they're going to, that's number
take the
1.
ball.
There's number 3, and he's going to
get some yards on that one.
He's going to get more than a first down and a lot more.
Looks like about a pickup of about 15. Fumble.
What's that? There was a fumble on the play.
And they're going, and it's going to be Middle Creek. And it's going to be Middle Creek ball. I believe that was knocked out by Rasheed Martin.
Just when Panther Creek got the rush game going, immediately gives it back to Middle Creek.
Tolentino with the recovery there. Great play by JJ.
Yeah.
And now for the best field position that Middle Creek has seen all night right now. And
best field position for either team.
The Catamounts are sticking to this 3-4 set. They're going to look to bring pressure here off the edge with the DB, and it's picked up a little bit, and Ely's going to go deep once again as he finds Jordan Mitchell, and he shakes off one tackler, and he's going to get in the end zone. And we're going to see what the call is.
And it's going to be a touchdown.
Call another touchdown.
First play, Middle Creek runs in their own territory and Panther Creek territory, and definitely a good result.
Ely is really finding his target there in Jordan Mitchell. He sees the matchup and he's really taking advantage of it.
Yeah, number 25 seems to not have the speed to match Jordan Mitchell, and it appears that Jordan Mitchell has a couple inches on him too. So I think that's going to be the matchup Ely's going to look for all night.
At that time, it looked like number 25 picked it up a little bit, but great throw there made by Ely, great catch by Jordan Mitchell, and the yards after catch always matter. So he made a good job, getting that little stiff arm, and he made his way to the end zone.
Yep, and with that extra point, the score is 14-7 Middle Creek. We'll be right back with the sports block. Middle Creek leads 14-7 with 7 minutes and 17 seconds to go in this opening quarter as the kickoff team is ready to kick this off to Panther Creek as Lynn is back deep to receive for Panther Creek.
Good kick, and it's going to go just above the 15-yard line.
Opposite.
It's going to hand it off to number 4, and he's going to cut back inside, but he's going to be stopped just before the 24-yard line. That's going to be down to about the 22. So we're going to get to see this Middle Creek defense as they come up big last possession with a fumble recovery by J.J. Tolentino.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see for your defense. You kind of give up I wouldn't say a big play, but a good play for a first down, and you make them pay for it with a turnover. So that's what you got to like. That's what you got to like to see from your defense. Respond to adversity.
And the Middle Creek defense, going with a 3-4 set. Sometimes, with the disguises, they're going to disguise blitzes sometimes, or they're actually going to send the heat at you. So now you got 3, Weinberg coming off the edge here, and they pick up the pressure as that's going to be throwing, harmlessly to the ground over the middle. There's a flag on the play.
I think this is going to be a illegal receiver downfield for Panther Creek, as it appears 3 of their offensive linemen were way downfield. I believe there's 3 flags on the play, actually, so we'll see what the call is.
Might offset. As you said, there might have been it's going to be intentional, roughing the passer, and there's a receiver downfield. So those penalties are going to offset, and they're going to replay first down.
Yep. So I guess that roughing the passer call kind of looked a little questionable to me, as it seemed like all the players are kind of right up on him as he threw the ball, which momentum you're not going to have that much time to stop. But I did not get as good of a look at it as the ref that threw the flag. So. Middle Creek is playing a two deep safety set. Three linebackers with a slot corner on the right side of the field and two outside corners.
They're going to go number 35 on the left side for Middle Creek, playing corner. It's going to be Dondre. And Middle Creek looked to almost jump there. They're going to hand it off to Lynn, and Lynn's going to look to have found the crease, but he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, possibly again a yard.
Yeah, I think this Middle Creek defense being good, I think this Middle Creek, since this is the strength from Middle Creek being able to stop the run, this is going to benefit them greatly in conference when they play teams like Holly Springs or Fuquay or Garner that are traditionally more run-first teams, especially Garner, which is known for its always producing a Division I running back. I think that Middle Creek's ability to stop the run will do them great favors come conference play.
They're going to split gun again with an extra blocker.
Panther Creek again running a second or two snap count, trying to get some movement on the defensive line. It has not worked.
And that's going to be stopped as we're going to have number 79 subbing in.
So that's going to bring up about a third, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 from the Panther Creek 25.
Highsmith and Devon subbing in on that line. Weinberg out there playing linebacker, and he's most times he's going to line up on the edge of the line for that 3-4 style defense. We're going to have two linebackers set. Of course, they're going to split gun again. They're going to fake it. It's going to be a read option, and he's going to have a crease up the field, and he's going to get the first down. Possibly a couple more yards after that.
Yeah, look eerily similar to the Panther Creek's last play of their last offensive possession, with the two receivers to both sides, two running backs in the backfield, with the read option with the quarterback, and the quarterback once again picked up their first down. Which, if you're Panther Creek, if it works, if you get good yards and nothing else is working for you, I would go back for it until Middle Creek can stop it. As the read option can be hard. If you execute the read option right, it can be very hard to stop.
And now they're going to Middle Creek looking at the skies, and of course they're going to load the box here, and that run's going to be stopped. It's going to be about a 3 or 4 yard loss there for the Catamounts.
That's going to be Lynn was handed off the ball, so that's going to bring up about a second and about 13, 14 yards from the Panther Creek.
And from what we're seeing now, the Mustangs, they're going to really look to load that box just to make sure that just in case of, playing the run, they're going to play run right now until they see Catamounts start to throw it down the field again. But if you're the Catamounts right now, of course, as they sub back in Alquist.
Exactly.
And they're going to let you go deep here. If I'm the Catamounts, I'm going back to the pass. And, of course, they're going to hand off to Lynn once again, and he's going to be stopped. It looks like he was stripped, but they're going to rule him down.
Yeah, and what you said, their only success in the passing game has come on the short slant pass from the slot receiver on their second offensive play of the game, which coincidentally enough went for a touchdown. But otherwise, Panther Creek has not been able to do anything in the passing game. The only other first downs have come on read option plays, one of which ended in a fumble.
Ben Liver subbing in for Tolentino. It's Dondre looking to press, but he's going to back off in the secondary. And the Mustangs want to bring blitz, but they're going to go deep on the slant right there, and that's dropped by number 4. It looked to have been a good read, but it saves the Middle Creek defense there, as now the Catamounts are going to come out for their second 3 and out.
I believe looks like Rasheed Martin back deep for the Mustangs to receive this kickoff should it be fieldable.
Of course, right here, they're going to load it. They're going to load it up. They'll try to bring everybody they can. And
we're going to have a whistle on the play. So we're going to have, let's see what the call is here. I don't see any flags on the play. So we have a, I think it's going to be a fall. Yep, it's going to be a false start on Panther Creek. So that's going to push them back 5 yards.
we're going to go from 4th and 8 to about 4th and 13. Of course, they're with the point. Look for the blocking, but at the same time, they're going to look to try to get some good blocks here for Martin. This is going to be a good point line drive right to Martin. He's going to call for a fair catch. It's going to be a fair call right at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, good job there by Martin of calling for the fair catch. I think it's an unsung skill for a return man to know when to call a fair catch and not. As with Middle Creek leading 14-7, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back at Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back from the Middle Creek offensive possession.
We're going to motion out Trey Jones, and they're going to go screen there. It's just going to be dropped harmlessly by Brandon Wilson. That's only Andrew Ely's second incompletion so far tonight. So he's really making good decisions, and it really wants to go back. If I'm him, I'm going back to the well with Jordan Mitchell and take advantage of that matchup that he has against that corner.
Exactly. Paul Nashwari has not shown he's been able to cover the speed of Jordan Mitchell, and I believe Jordan Mitchell has a size advantage too.
He's looking to play out there as they tried to go read option, but Panther Creek read it very well there. As that was stopped. Looks that would be number 52.
And that's going to bring up 3rd and very long from about the Middle Creek 30, from the Middle Creek 31-yard line.
So maybe about a loss of 5 yards there.
So they got to get, Middle Creek needs to get to their own 45-yard line to extend this drive. This is going to be a 3rd and 14.
And we go gun doubles here. They're going to stick with that. They're going to stick with that 3-4, and they're going to bring the pressure. That's a line drive to Harrison Ryder. He's going to get the first down and a few more yards. So good read there by Andrew Ely.
Yeah, good job there by Ryder after making the catch of just dragging a few defenders with him to pick up extra yards.
Harrison Ryder, a dual sport athlete at the Creek, was also on the state championship lacrosse team in the spring.
Pretty good lacrosse player from what I hear. Pretty good lacrosse player from what I hear.
Yeah, he is.
A double set. And Middle Creek also sticking with the gun formation, as Dre Jones really hasn't seen the ball much tonight, and he's gonna play blocker here. Good block. He's gonna line drive to Kyle Woodard.
Oh,
as Kyle Woodard really looked to get fancy there with the one-handed catch.
Yeah, I thought he came down with it at first until I saw the ball bouncing around. But like you said, Dre Jones hasn't gotten the ball much, but with the advantages you have in the passing game tonight, I don't really think you need to hand it off to him much. Keep him fresh for late in the game. If it's a close game, run out the clock, keep him fresh for that.
Kyle Woodard's going to go into stick the blocker here. Dre Jones going to line up to the right of Andrew Ely. He's going to drop back. He's going to fake it, and that's going to be a flag, and it's probably going to be a false start.
Likely a false start on Jordan Mitchell.
So that's going to make it a 2nd and 15 for Middle Creek from their own 45-yard line.
Martin subbing in.
Oh, correct.
They're going to be
from their 43-yard line. Looks like they're just shy of their own 44-yard line.
So Martin's going to sub in. He's going to line up in the slot to the right.
Brings up 2nd and 15 on their own 43. Andrew Ely going out to the right.
Out. He steps up, making a great move.
Avoids a sack.
He's going to take off.
He's going to take it on his own.
He's going to get the first down and more.
And he's not touching. He didn't go down.
And look at Andrew Ely with the wheels. And he gets a touchdown.
Wow, I thought I heard a whistle.
He looked like he was down, but he just rolled over the
Andrew
and he kept going.
Yeah, it looked like he was down, and I could have sworn I heard a whistle too, but the ref said he wasn't down, so.
Andrew Ely keeping the play alive against all odds.
That's a good job of playing through the whistle.
Exactly.
You always play through the whistle. Until you hear that whistle stop, you keep going.
That was
Andrew really did a great job of taking advantage.
Very nice heads-up play.
Exactly, and even if you don't think you're down, you probably heard a whistle, I'd still keep going as then my refs might let you keep going until the refs pretty much tell you to stop. I'd keep going.
I've never seen those wheels from Ely before. He looked pretty fast there.
He did. Moose can run.
That's going to be
Point
good.
after is good.
And so that's going to make the score 21-7 Middle Creek with 2:33 left in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Blog as we're back with the score being Middle Creek 21, Panther Creek 7 with 2:33 left in the first quarter as Middle Creek gets ready to kick it off for the fourth time in this game.
And as both teams went up on the board very early, scoring on the second play of their respective drives, though Panther Creek has kind of fizzled out here, turning the ball over, while Middle Creek has managed to get on the board 2 more times, both on explosive plays from midfield.
Yeah, and I also feel like we kind of, as Kirkland kicks it away.
That's going to be a deep
Punt
drive.
is a very good punt.
Going to take it from his
Field
on
from
one and
1
going to
yard
make a
line.
nice juke move. Going to look to get a stiff arm there, but going to be down right at his 10-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the year, we're talking about how it was going to be hard for Ely to replace the legs of Dominique Schaffner, but it seems like every game Ely's getting much better in the run game and just showing that you have to respect his ability to run. As right there, he just kept making tacklers miss and was able to get into the end zone from just past midfield, which is pretty good.
Injury timeout on the field for Panther Creek.
Number one, Lynn. Is walking off gingerly. Luckily for him, he appears to be able to walk off in his own power, which is good because you never want to see a player get hurt.
Panther Creek will be starting from their own 10-yard line, the worst field position of the game so far.
And on average, just started from about their 27-yard line. So right now, it looks like Middle Creek is winning the field position battle. You know, their average field position is probably from about their own 47-yard line. So they're doing a good job to winning the field position battle.
Definitely,
that's number one key.
Yeah, definitely. You want to take you want to win the field possession battle on both sides. You want to get better if you want to pin the team deep, and you want to take a.
They're going to go to that slant route once again, and that slant route is just not there. Yeah, that was Tyron Belcher there making the stop.
Yeah, I believe, and if I'm Panther Creek, I'd go to the slant route again because that was what scored your only touchdown. So if I'm Panther Creek, I'd see if Middle Creek can actually defend that, or if to see if that one play was just a fluke play, or if that's going to be Middle Creek's weakness all night. Taking
a look at the Middle Creek defense, you know, Belcher is one of the premier corners that we have on our team, and right now, he's been getting a lot of looks at safety, and that's what he's really been playing in this defense that we're running right now. It's a little 3-4 set. Now they're going to go 4-3 here, as they're going to really look to. That's a great play made.
Panther Creek just barely gets a snap off just to have it thrown back at their face.
That was Brandon Flenny making a good stop there.
And I believe I think this might be Flannery's first game of the year, I believe.
Correction, that was Jake Fisher.
Oh, Jake Fisher
with a great.
Oh yeah, I believe he had a great pass defense on a big third down last week, I believe. So Jake Fisher getting it done.
So now they're switching back to it. And that's a great thing. That's the great versatility about our defense. We can switch from a 4-3 set back to a 3-4 set. And they can mix it up a little bit.
Definitely, and that's always a benefit for the team.
So now Jake Fisher looking to bring some heat, but he's going to play
Pocket
as he gets
closes
hit.
very
That's
quickly.
going to be an interception. That looks like that's going to be stopped just at the 10-yard line.
I believe that's Tyron Belcher.
Pass is intercepted by number 12.
I believe.
That was Darnell Jones.
Correction, yeah.
The homecoming king for the juniors.
Yeah, homecoming king for the juniors. So that's a good way to get named homecoming king for the junior class and get an interception.
Making a good play there. You know, he was a star today, and now he made a great play in tonight's game.
Definitely, big players step up in big games.
And I think he's really taking on that role as a starting safety in this defense. And I think he's done a good job so far this year.
Yeah, he has. He's held his own for the most part. As we did have a flag on the play, but it appears it was picked up. So Middle Creek's going to start inside the 5-yard line. So it's going to be first and goal from appears the 3-yard line, 2-yard line. It's going to be first and goal from the 2-yard line. So Middle Creek has 2 yards to go to make.
And I think right here they're going to hand it out to Derek Jones. Oh no, they're going to hand it out to Rasheed Martin. There was a fumble on the play. Bobble snap. And that's just a little bit too bad, and that's going to be down probably about the 6 or 7-yard line.
Yeah, that was I think that was bad communication between Ely and Martin on the handoff.
They're looking to go jet sweep, and I really thought, from where they were, I thought they were going to hand off to Dre Jones there, give him a nice start to his game.
Yeah, if that handoff ends up being clean, Rasheed Martin gets in the end zone easily.
And they're going to stack. They're going to stack the right side. They're going to send Brandon Wilson in motion, and Ely's going to take it himself. He's going to cut up inside, and it looks like
he's going to have a touchdown.
Ely will have his second rushing touchdown of the night.
In as many drives. Once again, Ely's just showing that you got to respect his ability to run. I feel like he's improving every week in that aspect.
He's doing a great job tonight. As I said at the beginning of the show, he was going to have very many opportunities going up against this small defense, and he's really looking to take advantage of it. He's accounted for all 4 touchdowns that we have right now, 2 passing, 2 rushing. He's having a great game tonight.
He's dialed in, which is always a good thing from your quarterback.
At the rate he's going, we might see another quarterback tonight. Then again, at the same time, we might not.
And so that extra point makes it 28-7 with 1:27 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back with the score being 28-7 Middle Creek with 1:27 to go in the opening quarter as Trevor Kirkland is ready to kick off for the 5th time tonight after Middle Creek scored a rushing touchdown on Andrew Ely. It's going to go right between his legs, so that's gonna be a touchback. So Panther Creek's going to start at its own 20-yard line.
Good kick by Holmes there, very deep. Nice touchback, and Catamounts are going to start from their own 20-yard line here.
Yeah, that's been a good kick. Last 2 kicks have been good. One was fielded just shy of the goal line, and that one ended up, if it would have been fielded clean, would have been fielded just inside the 10. So 2 good kicks in a row here for Middle Creek.
And this defense has really done a good job of harassing their quarterback, Alquist. They're doing a really good job.
Definitely.
And now they're going to switch. They're going to go back to what they were doing earlier, back to number 3. They're going to go back to a split gun set with the extra blocker. Probably going to go either sweep here or they're going to go read option.
It's never really easy to establish momentum on the offensive side of the ball if you keep on switching out quarterbacks.
I think it's a little tactic that they're trying to do. They're trying to switch it up, because they really didn't game plan for a certain quarterback, and I think that's part of their offense, what they're going to try to stick to, and they're just going to constantly swap out quarterbacks.
We'll see if it works.
Yeah, back to your point about the defense playing good, I think after getting burned on the second play of the game, I think they took that to heart and they've just been dialed in. I think Panther Creek has had 2 first downs since then, and one of them ended on a fumble for Panther Creek.
And whenever Panther Creek is dropped back to pass, Middle Creek has done a great job of attacking and clearly getting after the quarterback. Really getting a good hit in on that's Lynn on the carry, and they're really shutting down the run tonight. But as I was saying, really getting after the quarterback. Alquist really hasn't been able to make the passes that he was since the first possession. They've really been filtered out since that first drive.
Yeah, I think part of the reason Alquist hasn't been able to make his throws is part of the reason half the time the defensive line breaks through and just forces a bad throw, and when Alquist does have time to make the throw, the secondary has had great coverage.
And really, what the Catamounts are really trying to do, they're really trying to sit there and their attack. They're trying to go back to the well once too much.
Yeah.
So with the slant route, they got it on the first play, and since then they really haven't been able to go back right to that slant route. And that's going to end our quarter as the Mustangs are up 28-7. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll grab that with the sports block.
One of our 4 Jersey Mike's locations in Cary or Apex and try a fresh sliced sandwich today. Jersey Mike's Subs proudly sponsors your Middle Creek Mustangs. The Middle Creek Stampede Club would like to recognize our thoroughbred sponsors tonight and their contributions. Jason Gladwell and his team are passionate about going the extra mile before, during, and after your treatment. It is this attention to service and clinical excellence that will exceed all of your expectations. You are our #1 priority. Smile more with Gladwell Orthodontics.
And welcome back to the Sports Block. As we're back, we started the second quarter. Middle Creek leading 28-7. As Panther Creek punts it away. This takes a Panther Creek bounce, and Rasheed Martin's going to field it.
He's going to use that speed to go down. He's going to make a nice juke move, cut back, and he gets hit. He gets clobbered right there at the 44-yard line. And got a little bit of stat update here. Thanks to the guys upstairs for this.
No doubt.
We've been keeping up with it down here, but thanks to them. Andrew Ely's really having a good game right now. He's had a good couple of drives, 3 for 7, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and the Middle Creek has held Alex Alquist to 1 of 7 for 65 yards and a touchdown, and that 65 yards came on that 1 touchdown pass.
Andrew Ely is really blowing up the stat sheet right now.
Exactly. I mean, that's what you wanted to see, and he's doing that.
They handed to Dre Jones, and look at him fighting for those yards. He's going to get about a 4-yard gain there. Andrew Ely has over about 200 yards, or 200 all-purpose yards just by himself.
And we're now just starting the second quarter, so he had a very productive first quarter.
He's accounted for all 4 touchdowns.
Exactly. Yeah, he's probably having his best game he's ever had tonight.
Andrew Ely going to drop back again. He's going to hand it off to Dre Jones. Dre Jones going to break a tackle, breaks 2. It's just short of the first down.
Yeah, the second tackle he broke was able to trip him up. Otherwise, he probably would have at least got a big gain, if not a touchdown.
And JoJo Mitchell is really he's having a great game too. He's got 2 receptions, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's really been a part of this offense.
Yeah, the corner number 25, I forget his name, has not been able to cover him. Which I think if Jordan Mitchell just runs straight down the field 20 yards and turns back and Ely has a rollout pass, that's a touchdown easily.
And they're going to bring the blitz up the middle, and Dre Jones is just going to run right up the gut and take him head on. And he's going to get about another 5-yard gain there.
Yeah, I don't think Middle Creek has dropped back the pass on this drive, and it's been all Dre Jones, and he's carrying the load and has looked good doing it.
And now they're really starting to fit Dre Jones into the scheme. Getting ready to give him a couple carries, because after that first quarter, they only had -1 rushing yards, and that's really not what we see on the regular. And Andrew Ely's going to go deep. He's got Brandon Wilson, but he just overshot it. See, He read the defense well. Brandon Wissom, fast guy, beat him down the seam. He's overthrew it just a little bit.
Yeah, I think Middle Creek anywhere on the field on just straight vertical routes tonight is going to have an advantage. I'd say on all the routes, as it appears that all the Panther Creek corners, except for Pier 16 over there, is the only Panther Creek corner that has height. So Brandon Wilson, Rasheed Martin, Jordan Mitchell all have speed and height, so they can just kind of elevate or just run past their defender.
They don't call it a go route for nothing.
Exactly. As he looks at the sideline for the play.
They're gonna go bunch trips here.
Seems to be some confusion on the Middle Creek offense.
They're gonna go bunch trips here. He looks screen. Ely steps up. He's got him across the middle as that's JoJo Mitchell once again cuts inside, breaking more
JoJo
tackles than he's
fighting
trying
for yards.
to get to the end zone. He's gonna be just short. He's gonna be down to about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, the Middle Creek's got to feel good right now, being up by 21. With Dre Jones having not done much until this drive, you got to feel good because it's like, he's your star running back, and at some point he's going to get it going. It's kind of like the lacrosse state championship last year. We were up at one point by a goal, but our best players had not done anything. So I'm like, the coach has got to feel good about that, and your best running back has not done anything, not done much, and you got to feel good about that being up by 21.
Never remember anything else. You got to feed the hot hand. Jordan Mitchell's the hot guy. You got to keep feeding the ball.
Exactly.
Now they're going to go split gun set. Looks like Harrison Ryder's coming in as a blocker. Dre Jones cuts inside, and he's just going to be at about the 2-yard line. Probably going to roll down at about the 2-yard line.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from, it appears, the looks like it might roll.
We're going to rule that at 2-yard line.
Yep. So 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. 2 yards. 2 yards to go. 8 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Second in the first half.
Second and goal. They're going to feed Dre Jones once again. And he's going to look to get in the end zone. He's fighting. It's going to be down to 1. And there's a fumble on the play.
I believe Andrew Ely got on top of that.
Ely saved it just before the Catamounts defense could really get on it.
Another facet of the game he's done good tonight. He just saved the drive.
He just keeps finding ways to blow up the statue. He's got a fumble recovery. He's already got 4 touchdowns. He's counted for all 4 touchdowns. He's doing a great job.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. So, at some point, you got to figure. I wouldn't be surprised to see Middle Creek go. I wouldn't be surprised to see Middle Creek right here go, like quarterback draw up the middle, or a jet sweep, or kind of handoff up the middle to Dre Jones, as Middle Creek's just kind of letting the play clock run down. And so we're going to have a timeout by Middle Creek. With Middle Creek leading 28-7 with 7:45 left in the first half, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching the Sports Block.
Hey,
And welcome back to the Sports Block, as we're back after a Middle Creek timeout, with Middle Creek leading 28-7 with a 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line with 7:45 to go in the second quarter. I like that timeout there by Middle Creek. We weren't really sure what they wanted to call, so take a timeout. The deal, you're up by 21. You can probably afford to spend those timeouts. I like it. Get the right play call, get a touchdown.
You're up by 21. You can do what you want when you're up by 21. It's called 21 pop. You ever heard of that? No?
As Ely
They're going to call quarterback draw.
Will take it himself.
As you said before we went to break, they would probably call quarterback draw, and they called it.
This will be interesting.
And if I'm them, you're up 21. Why not go for it? Even if you miss it, you still got them in bad field position. It looks like what they're going to do, they're really going to go for it here.
I do like the play call. Put a dagger in the you probably can put a dagger in Panther Creek right here if you score. Go up by 28.
Right now we got trips right. Kyle Woodard right there in the slot. He's gonna roll out. He's looking for his target, and he breaks out of a sack, and he just tosses it in the air, and it's gonna be overthrown there. It looks like there's gonna be an injured player there for for Panther Creek.
Looks like he's able to get up, shaking up a little bit, but good to see him get up. So
Ely has really done a good job. He's looking like a prominent NFL prospect. Making plays, doing a good job scrambling. He's doing a good job with that.
yeah, I really like that play there because he broke the tackle and then he kind of threw the pass. But I like the pass because it was where only his receivers could get it. So if it's like the receiver can't get it, okay, no turnover, no whatever. You just turn it over on downs, no big deal. And if your receiver gets it, touchdown. So I kind of like the play. It was kind of positive either way. Granted, you would have rather have the touchdown, but
Catamounts come out in a double receiver set, what they've been doing all night. He goes deep, and he's going to find his receiver wide open. Splits the defense as Caputo really didn't see it, and they're going to take it to the house as the Catamounts get back on the board, and now they got the second touchdown of the game.
yeah. So
Same thing, just a little bit different. They go right up the seam, and Jake Caputo really didn't read it very well, and he just let him go by him.
yeah, you don't see that much from Jake Caputo. Jake Caputo's kind of been kind of the sword in these secondaries. In the first game, he just kind of did it all: interception, fumble, recovery, forced fumble. Just kind of did it all in the first game, and it's kind of been looked good all year. But right there, he just had a mental relapse or kind of a mental error there.
Where I'm from, we call it a one-play tutty. That's what Panther Creek just got. And now they really cut this lead to 14. And you might have thought the game was over, but now getting that touchdown really gets them back into it, and that's going to be good. It's going to be a 28-14 game. 6:54 left before the half, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the sports block.
And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back after a quick commercial break with Middle Creek leading 28-14 after Panther Creek got their second touchdown in the game.
Wait, they scored?
Yeah,
Just win.
they just did.
Sure.
Surprising.
Oh, that's right, because I just called that. That's right. Okay. I had to make sure. I kind of got lost. I saw a 7 on the board for a while, then I saw 14, and you said they scored. And, I kind of forgot.
Yeah. Middle Creek's defense is playing good. It's easy to forget.
True. It's very true. It's going to be a deep kick there, and then it's going to be a little bit short, and Brandon Wilson's going to take it from his own 10-yard line. He's going to cut back up the field. He's going to use his speed, cut inside. He might get a block, and Rasheed Martin makes a great block, and he goes down 10-5 touchdown. Brandon Wilson.
What a way to respond if you're Middle Creek. What a way to respond.
Rasheed Martin making a great block there. He's doing a great job on special teams. He's the punt returner. But you saw that block he made?
That was a great block. He just came out of nowhere and blocked the dude, and it was a legal block too.
That's the senior homecoming king right there who just made that play. It's crazy.
Good night for him.
Touchdown by Brandon Wilson. Brandon Wilson making his presence felt on the field now as the Mustangs get ready for an extra point, and that is a quick way to get those 7 points back they just gave up.
Yeah, that's a quick way to retake the momentum. Even though I wouldn't say Panther Creek had all the momentum after that touchdown, but they definitely had more. But with that kickoff return, that probably took all the momentum and then some that Panther Creek gained away.
As the Mustangs lead 35-14, 6:42 to go. Very quick, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Sports Block.
And welcome back to the Sports Blog as we're back after a quick scoring break as Brandon Wilson just took the ball basically the whole length of the field on a kickoff return to make it 35-14.
That dude is fast.
Yeah, that's why he runs track, and he's pretty good track too.
I saw him at the mini combine. I heard he runs like a 4.6. He's pretty fast. Pretty fast guy.
Yeah, that's speed that's hard to cover.
But for a second, we just got to go back to that Rasheed Martin block. Rasheed Martin made a great block there just to open up that seam for Brandon Wilson. He made the right read, took the right hold, and Rasheed Martin just made it all good. A good block. Holmes with a deep kick. It's going to be taken right about their own 5-yard line. Number 4 going to cut to the outside. He's going to stop, stutter step, and he's going to be down just before the 20-yard line.
We are going to have a flag on the play. I think what I liked most about that Rasheed Martin block is he continued to stay out of the way. He did the blocking, and he kept going. It's sometimes when you lay a monster block, you kind of stand there kind of admiring it, but he kept going. He's like, I ain't staying in the way of him.
Little mini Sherman, he had the dreads, Yeah, man, made a great block, man.
That's what I called Jalen Herring. I always called him Richard Sherman.
Yeah. He didn't like that too much. He never thought he was Richard Sherman, but he was a pretty good corner when he played it.
He was.
Rasheed Martin made that amazing block. It's going to start over on the right side. They're going to be on the right side of the hash. The ball was spotted at with the flag. Move back to the 9-yard line. We got Jones and we got number 31 back there for the Mustangs playing safety. And we got Sherrod Ray to the far right, to the far left. And that's going to be a false start on the Catamounts.
And so I believe that's gonna knock them back half the distance to the goal. So that's gonna be about 3.5 yards.
The Mustangs were looking like they were really gonna. They looked like they were gonna jump, which kind of forced a false start. Which technically, if we're really in the NFL, they're probably a neutral zone infraction. But I mean, it's high school.
Yep.
Still good football either way.
No doubt.
Middle Creek probably shouldn't get too cocky right now. Of course, this was the same area of the field that Panther Creek got their last touchdown on an explosive play.
It's very true. Keep an eye on 3-4 set. Jake Fisher looks like he's going to come off the edge, and they're going to screen, and that's going to be caught by number 1. He's going to come back across the field, and that's a big block made by 4, and he's going to be tackled by Tyron Belcher.
Panther Creek's been doing a good job of getting out of their own territory. It's just it's weird they can't produce in Middle Creek's territory.
We did have a flag thrown at the end of that play.
Maybe a legal block in the back. Kind of saw that, but then again, it might be face mask from Middle Creek.
Wait for the call. Legal block. Oh, it's going to
foul. It was on Middle Creek.
So that's going to give Panther Creek an extra 15 yards.
But really, the Catamounts have really been focused on taking that slant route, taking it home. That was a screenplay, except for that time. That was a screenplay.
Yeah,
they've really been focused on that.
Exactly, and it's worked out pretty good for him. Granted, they're down by 21, but still, it's been their best play on offense thus far tonight. So now Panther Creek has the ball just inside Middle Creek's side of the field.
Rasheed Martin playing to the far right. He's a pretty good DB himself. He's pretty good on offense, but he's pretty good DB there as I've seen as of recent years. Unquist going back to that little short curl route. It's going to be stopped for about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
So that's going to bring about 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5 from the Middle Creek 46-yard line, about just inside the Middle Creek 46-yard line.
As you've seen all game, when Alquist has time, he's able to make the throws. He's able to make the throws, able to make plays. But when the defensive line of Middle Creek is penetrating through, and he's getting rushed, sometimes he's not going to be able to make those plays. But he's really right now done a good job so far on this drive.
Panther Creek has not gone away.
Mustang's going to bring the heat here, and they're going to bring it right up the middle, and Alquist going deep. She's going to be overthrown his target, number 4. Is in the play.
Yeah, I think the number 4 kind of got the impression that that was going to be overthrown, as it almost looked like he was almost trying to position himself to prevent an interception, which would have been a good play should the DB have gone up to get it. But nonetheless, it ended up just being an incompletion. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 6 from just inside from just about the Middle Creek, about 45.5-yard line.
And do you think we get a chance to see some backups tonight? You know, I mean, if we keep scoring and the defense can hold up, look at the pressure being brought. Alquist throws it, and that's right towards the sidelines. It's caught just before the first down.
So I
we're going to see where they mark him down at.
Looks like he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. So
Didn't look like he secured the ball until he was behind the marker.
And this is where
he wasn't able to get past it again.
And this is where the Catamounts going to 4-down territory. This is where they have to go for it. You know, they're down 21. I know it's late in the second, but you're in Middle Creek territory. You got to take advantage of what you got right here. It looks like the Mustangs are going to load the box here. They're expecting run, but they also got to play pass here. They got to play conservative sometimes. Here we go. Jake Fisher looking like he's going to come off the edge here. Timeout's going to be called. And Panther Creek's going to call timeout. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the Sports Block.
And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back after a Panther Creek timeout with Middle Creek leading 35-14 with 4 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the second quarter, with Panther Creek having a huge 4th and 1 from the Middle Creek 39-yard line. This is probably as big of downs than Panther Creek has had, probably the biggest down Panther Creek has had all night as the handoff goes, and he's going to get the first down. So that's going to give Panther Creek a fresh set of downs to work with. Panther Creek was able to get the first down via the run there. Well, tonight Middle Creek has been good with stopping the run. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the Middle Creek 35-yard line with for about 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter or first half, whichever you want to refer to it as.
And Panther Creek right here, this is really, even though we're not the fourth quarter yet, but really right now, this is where they cannot waste time, and they're really going to have to get on the board quick and fast. They really want to get back to this game. Still down 21, 3-4 set. They're bringing 4 this time. Alquist, and he just overthrows it. That's going to be picked off.
I believe that's
it looks like Sherrod Ray.
So that's going to be
Ray making a good play there. Their safeties have really been there all night, and they're there when the ball's in the air.
Yeah, it's the second interception tonight for Middle Creek. Second interception from the safeties tonight.
I know these guys, and I know Coach Harris. Personally, we talk on the regular. I know he expects his DBs when they see the ball, they go after it.
Coach Harris talks up his DBs a lot during class. I have him first period, I can tell you that.
I would expect Coach Harris to, as when I had him, I would expect Coach Harris to hype him up.
I don't know if the cameras caught it, but he got up.
That was a tip pass and caught by JoJo Mitchell, and he's going to take the seam, and look at him go.
On a
look
foot,
at him go, makes a nice move.
On a foot where he's number 11 that makes a miss.
He won't be brought down, and he's going and high stepping to the house for a touchdown.
And that's going to make the score 41-14, Middle Creek pending the extra points.
Is Jordan Mitchell not great or what?
He's just Jordan Mitchell, more like Catamount Killer. They haven't been able to stop him all night.
I've never seen anybody light up a stat sheet like he's doing tonight. Never seen it.
Him and Ely have just been on the same page, and Panther Creek has not had any answer for it.
And the crazy thing about that, the ball was tipped, and he had the awareness to go catch the ball, and he took it to the house, making a lot of great moves, and he cut through the seams. and he was gone.
Quite the heads-up play.
Offensive tip drill.
Anybody else see a Dion high step there? Because he looked like he was Dion high stepping down to the end zone.
Well, when he has multiple touchdowns, he can do that.
So with a 42-14 lead, the Mustangs are doing a great job here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Sports Block.
And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back after a quick timeout with Middle Creek leading 42-14, and they're ready to kick it off again. This is a danger zone for Panther Creek right here. You don't want to get down by too much as you're as you're down by 28. You don't want to go down by more than 28. As you made it a 2-score game, but now all of a sudden it's a 4-score game.
Hunter Holmes, deep kick. He's going to take it from his own 5-yard line. Number 4, going to stop. He's going to try to cut to the outside, and there's a flag thrown on the right sideline, the Panther Creek sideline. Possibly illegal block in the back, maybe holding something.
Something of that combination, I would assume. Common kickoff fouls, penalties.
Guess we'll find out.
It's going to be holding on Panther Creek, so that's going to back them up 10 spots from the spot of that, back 10 yards from the spot of the holding penalty. So
I was right.
Halftime, Cleveland 14, Speedway Arena 0.
And I really think the second half, it looks like if Middle Creek keeps playing the way they're playing, it looks like we might see some backups get some shine tonight.
Yeah, and as talking about that, just over the stadium intercom, we heard the PA announcer announce that Cleveland is up by 14 on Fuquay, Middle Creek's arch rival.
Speaking of Fuquay, we got them coming up in about 3 weeks.
Yep.
We got an away game in Wakefield next week. Then we got a bye.
And then it's Fuquay.
Okay. We'll be right back here.
Yep.
And see you night after that. They're going to go gun set. They're going to go sweep, as that's a great play made by LeDre Alford.
Yeah, like I said, this is danger zone for Panther Creek. You probably need to score on this drive if you want a chance to come back in this game, because if you don't, you give Middle Creek the ball and they score again, they probably would seal the game. Granted, you still have a whole second half to play, but still. I don't want to jinx anything, but you know.
Brandon Wilson, the homecoming king, getting ready for his ceremony at halftime.
Patriots were down by a similar number in the playoff in the Super Bowl, though Panther Creek is not the New England Patriots. They have not looked quite like them so far today.
Alquist drops back. He's going right back to that slant route. There's a flag. Going to be holding, more than likely. And it's going to bring them about half of this to the goal. We'll see what our call is.
So that's going to put them about at the about the 4.5-yard line.
Whoa!
Oh, it's going to be a Middle Creek
pass interference, and that's going to be a good amount of yardage. It's going to be about a 10-yard penalty for the Mustangs. And
be interesting
to see what 2nd and 5.
It'll be interesting to see what what Panther Creek chooses depending on where they spot the ball for that catch, as pass interference is only 15 yards in high school, unlike the NFL where it's spotted the foul.
It's only going to be a 10-yard penalty there.
Yeah, they're going to. Smart choice by Panther Creek, as the ball was not farther than the yardage they would have gained.
They're going to be about 2 or 3 yards short of the first down marker after that penalty. So we're going to go from about 2nd and 15 to about 2nd and 3.
It's going to be a first down, as pass interference is a automatic first down. I believe it's automatic. So let's bring up first and 10 from the from the Panther Creek. Looks like about 14-yard line.
And in at safety on the defense, we got Caputo, and we got Darnell Jones. Darnell Jones playing the deep side, free side. They're going to hand it off to Lynn, and Lynn's probably going to get his premier best run so far tonight. It's going to be close to a first down. He's going to get about a 7-yard gain there.
One of the only runs tonight for Panther Creek that hasn't been stuffed at the offensive line.
Yeah, the only other one I can think of was the one when they converted the 4th and 1.
And when the quarterback ran for a first down but then fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
The Middle Creek defense has done a great job. You know, Coach Ray is he's a good schematic defensive coach. You know, he does well drawing up plays. Got Jay Fixture coming out there to play coverage, and it looks like the ball was stripped. It looks like the defense has gotten another turnover.
And that's going to be
that's going to be Middle Creek football.
That's going to be recovered by
Number 57, Demonte Richardson.
that's going to be
Demonte Richardson with the fumble recovery. First time calling his name this tonight.
Yep. Big lineman getting in on the fun. Who said the lineman couldn't get on the fun? So that's going to give Middle Creek great starting field position as the ball is going to be spotted at the Panther Creek 30-yard line. So Middle Creek has 30 yards to go to attempt to make it a 49-14 game.
We've got 1:58 left right here before the half. And, you know, Ely and Jordan Mitchell have really been playing great football tonight, you know, between each other. They've really been on the same page, and we're going to see if they go back to it again. Drake Jones breaks free. He's going to have the first down. He's going to break another tackle. He's going to be close. He's going to be about just short of the 10-yard line. Good run there by Drake Jones.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see how quick Middle Creek goes here. Try to burn as much clock as possible and get the touchdown, or just go for the touchdown and let Panther Creek have as much clock as they need there is, which I'm assuming that's not a bad strategy with how much Middle Creek's up.
And they're going to hand out to Drake Jones once again, and he's going to carry a few people with him. He's going to get about a 4-yard gain there.
Yeah, he's a big man that's hard to take down. I remember one play last year at Cary, he just took the opening handoff and nobody could take him down. As we have just under a minute 20 to go in the second quarter till halftime. As Middle Creek can run this clock down to under a minute.
And they're going to take it. It's going to be a draw by Ely. He's going to be stopped right about the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be maybe get a 1-yard gain.
So that's going to bring up about a 3rd and 8 from the Panther Creek 10-yard line. No, it's like about the Panther Creek 3rd and 5 from the Panther Creek 8-yard line. No, 7-yard line. That's Middle Creek just going to, in no rush here, it appears. With 12 on the play clock, 35 seconds to go in the quarter.
Brandon Wilson going into the slot. Andrew Ely rolls out. He's got a dot right there to Brandon Wilson for a touchdown.
And that's going to make the score 48-14. Middle Creek heading the extra point with 27.8 to go in the second quarter.
Hey, man. Andrew Ely has 6 touchdowns. 6.
That's crazy. That's a crazy number for a game, let alone a half.
He's just blowing up the stat sheet, man.
He's having himself a night.
6 TDs. Look, see, he's even counted himself. He's letting us know up here. He's got 6.
He's making sure we know.
He's having a career game.
Andrew Ely making his name known.
And it's going to be good with about just 30 seconds to go. 49-14 lead. We're going to take ourselves a quick break. We'll be right back with the Sports Block.
And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back and after a quick timeout as Middle Creek leads 49-14 with 27.8 seconds to go left in the second quarter.
So looks like Sean Brown's warming up down there, the backup quarterback, Andrew Ely. Can you believe it? Who would have thought that Andrew Ely would have had a 6-touchdown game? He let us know up here. He knows he's having a career night. It's homecoming night. Everybody's just, well, I told you, I said at the beginning of this game, it's going to be an emotional game for Middle Creek, and they really are showing it right now. They're feeding out the crowd, and Andrew Ely having a great night. There's a deep kick by Hunter Holmes, taking it from his own 3. They're going to cut right up the middle, and he's going to break a tackle, break his 2. He's going to be stopped. He's going to carry the Middle Creek special teams unit past the 30-yard line.
So I have a quick more. I just want to remind our viewers that it's homecoming night, meaning at the end of the first half we will take a quick commercial break, but then we will come back with the audio of the homecoming announcement. So if you are interested in that, please stay tuned as we go for a quick commercial break, but then bring you that.
I should have been voted.
I think everybody feels that way.
But 4 years of hard work, and it really didn't pay off. Kind of hurt, but you know, congratulations to those people who are getting their special presentation for homecoming tonight.
Let's have to quick run some plays before halftime.
Going to probably get about 2 more as Alquist. He's going to roll out. He's going to look. He's going to try to step up, and he's going to get about 2 to 3 yards.
And I believe
that play, that's going to run us to about halftime.
And that is going to take us to halftime. So at halftime, the score is Middle Creek 49, Panther Creek 14. We're going to take a quick commercial break, then we will be back with the homecoming festivities. You're watching Sports Block.
Do we have to commentate? Stay right there now. So can I go get
Dr. Jason Gladwell and his team are passionate about going the extra mile before, during, and after your treatment. It is this attention to service and clinical excellence that will exceed all of your expectations. You are our #1 priority. Smile more with Gladwell Orthodontics. The NC State Fair starts in 27 days. Learn about the state's agriculture, catch one of the many musical shows, and enjoy the very best of the state's food vendors. Come for the tradition, come for the food. Tonight, if you follow our corporate sponsors on Twitter at MCHS_sponsors and tweet #NC State Fair, you will be entered for a chance to win 4 free entry tickets to the NC State Fair. Middle Creek High School student athletes. Jersey Mike's of Apex is a proud sponsor of the Mustangs. Over the years, Jersey Mike's has a tradition of quality and commitment to making the best sub sandwich in the industry. Visit one of our 4 Jersey Mike's locations in Cary or Apex and try a fresh sliced sandwich today. Jersey Mike's Subs proudly sponsors your Middle Creek Mustangs. The Middle Creek Stampede
Hello, Middle Creek. Welcome to this year's homecoming ceremony. Tonight we will be crowning your junior prince and princess and senior queen and king. These students were nominated by their teachers, ensuring the best qualities that Middle Creek has to offer, and were voted upon by their peers. Without further ado, let's announce our junior homecoming court.
The first couple is Maggie Anderson and Caleb Jolly. Next, we would like to welcome to the field Darnell Jones and Lily Chopper. Finally, give it up for Jackson Lawrence and Claudia Penny.
And now, crowning this year's Prince and Princess, our Student Body Secretary Adam Sherk and Student Body Vice President Emily Anderson.
This year's Junior Prince is Darnell Jones. And this year's Junior Princess is Maggie Anderson. Give them another round of applause.
And now, it's finally time for this year's Senior Queen and King.
We would first like to welcome to the field Aiden France, escorted by his mother, Mary Beth. Aiden has been involved in National Honor Society, Jazz Band, Marching Band, Concert Band, and Middle Creek's Engineering Academy. Next, please welcome Jasmine Wilkins and her brother Demetrius. Throughout her years at Middle Creek, Jasmine has been both on the track and volleyball team. Next, welcome Kyle Fry and his mother Carrie. Kyle is on Middle Creek's varsity soccer team and is an important part of your Creek Crazies. Next, we would like to welcome Brianna Tucci, escorted by her father Mark. Brianna is part of Science Honor Society, Key Club, and Red Cross Club. For our last boy, we'd like to welcome Brandon Wilson, escorted by his brother Jordan. Brandon is a member of the track team and a member of your own football team. Last but not least, we have Adriana Kareem, escorted by her father Andre. Adriana is a student ambassador at Middle Creek. Please welcome to the field last year's senior Queen and King, Julia Poole and Zavon Powell. Julia and Z will be crowning this year's Queen and King. Without further ado, your 2017 Homecoming King is Brendan Wilson!
And finally, your 2017 Homecoming Queen is
Brianna Tucci! I'd like to give a big shout out to Middle Creek's SJ for putting on this entire thing the entire week. And a thank you for everybody for coming out to the game tonight. Now let's get back at it and beat Panther Creek!
the stat box. He had a great second quarter. First half, he threw for about 131 yards, and right now he's about at the 305 mark with 4 passing touchdowns. He's really killing it in the passing game. He was 3 or 4, last quarter, so he did pretty good himself.
Yep.
Dre's getting back up there. He's got about 40 rushing yards now. He had a great run. And JoJo Mitchell, only 2 catches, and he only had 107 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So, second half, it looks like we might see some backups, but if they're going to start the second half with Ely and the Mitchell connection is really working, and they need to stick with it.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to start the second half with Sean Brown as Ely's on the sideline as he does not have his helmet on, and Sean Brown is warming up with a center with his helmet on. So.
And it looks like Sean Brown. See, did I say back?
The sophomore Sean Brown coming in for quarterback.
Mention it in.
Also a dual sport athlete at Middle Creek, plays football and baseball.
Ah, good sport. I saw this kid in warm-ups. This guy has an arm. He may be a sophomore, but that guy can sling it. So we're gonna see what he does right here with this second team offense.
Yeah, during the off season, I went to one of Middle Creek's 7-for-7s that they hosted, and Sean Brown definitely looked good.
He's a pitcher too, and I can tell you he's quite the arm.
A good run, number 24.
Yeah, so Mustang fans, take note of how Sean Brown looks, because he's your quarterback, because he's your incumbent starter for next year, or should Ely go down with an injury, or just unexpected.
He looks taller in person. Don't let the short guy fool you.
That's really also true.
Taller in person. Let that guy. Kyle Woodard subbing in. And Kyle Woodard also runs through the second team offense, but this is what you're going to see in the forthcoming future, ladies and gentlemen at home. Sean Brown is our future as sophomore quarterback. Ely is senior. Should be his last year, so this is what we're going to see in the future. This is your future offense. So we'll see what we're working with. Gives it to Stubbs one more time, and he's going to cut up the field. Look at Stubbs go, breaking tackles, and he's going to get to the 35-yard line.
So just a friendly reminder, should Middle Creek score another touchdown and convert the extra point, we would have a running clock, as Middle Creek would be up by 42, which starts a running clock, which means the clock doesn't stop, except for an injury or a timeout. And I think Middle Creek is pushing hard for that right now, but still got a score to do it, so.
And Ely really looking to be a mentor to this guy, Sean Brown. Haven't seen much of him yet. He's doing a good job so far handing the ball off. And Stubbs is really running hard. That's a second running back right there. We also might look to see Cavion Moore coming in very soon.
Yeah, you're definitely kind of, Ely definitely wants to be a mentor to Sean Brown, as Dominique was a mentor to him, just kind of continue the tradition of passing down the torch. The Middle Creek quarterback.
This guy, you get 2 years with him, Next year, he'll be a junior. He's going to be the prominent starter next season, so. He's actually going to take his first pass, and he gets a completion on his first throw. Good throw. Short stopping curl route, come in.
So that's gonna make up a 3rd and 7. It appears from the Panther Creek 29-yard line.
3rd and 4. They're gonna probably look to run the ball here, but then again, at the same time, we might see Brown drop back for another pass. See if he can show that arm. He's gonna look nice. Another good throw.
And it appears that the receiver stepped out of bounds.
And it's going to be short. And if I'm Middle Creek, I think I go for it here. I don't think it's going to show out special teams unit.
Why not go for it?
Give the kid a chance. It looks like they're gonna stick on the field. 4th and 1.
Good learning experience for Sean Brown.
Why not go for it? You're already up by a lot, so.
That's a great opportunity to showcase what he can do right here. He has a whole half. We're gonna see what this kid does. It's like preseason, you see a quarterback you never seen before. You got him drop back. Look, finds a target, but he had a target there, but he just overthrew it right there.
So it's gonna be a turnover on downs from Middle Creek. So Panther Creek's gonna take over at its own 26-yard line.
may not have been much there, but we saw a lot from Sean Brown there. Showing that he had a little bit of composure in the pocket. He's very poised. He's looking pretty good back there.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from your quarterback: poise, composure in the pocket, especially when it starts collapsing. Because it's not always going to work out if your first thing is to take off and scramble.
Be interesting to see how he responds on his next drive. Not the result he wanted, but
And that's going to be another run play stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. So with about 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, Panther Creek has a 2nd and 10 from its own 26-yard line, down 49-14. So.
Looking to see a lot of backups right now for the time being. Then again, there's a few starters in there. Still got Darnell Jones and Caputo. They're going to stick with the run. And Panther Creek is really not been able to get that run game going.
No, that's always good, because if you can lock down one facet of the game, that team's at a disadvantage because they know what you're going to be, because they know what you're going to do. And I would expect to see Panther Creek drop back on this play, but they surprised us before and handed the ball off, or they handed the ball off the last 2 plays, and didn't really work out for them. So we'll see what Panther Creek does.
3rd and long for Panther Creek.
So 3rd and long.
Might bring the pressure here.
Yeah,
they're going to send about 6 here. Alcott's going to go deep, and he just overthrows the receiver there.
So that's going to bring up 4th and 13. We do have a flag on the play. Oh, it's going to be looks like roughing the passer on the Mustangs. So that's going to be about 15 yards. So that's going to be enough for him. I believe that's going to be enough for Panther Creek first down.
Tough break for the Mustangs here. Got him on 4th and long, going to get the ball back, but a mental mistake, and now Panther Creek has a new life.
So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line, down by 35.
Back off a little bit. They're going to go screen, and that was tipped up in the air.
That was tipped off 2 different Middle Creek players, but neither of them was able to come down with it. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from Panther Creek's 38-yard line.
Sajid looked like he had a pick there. Just went off his hands.
Coach Harris is going to be yelling about that.
He really prides his DBs on when you see the ball, you're here to touch it, you got to catch it.
I remember on the last week's game at Millbrook, Rasheed Martin came over and had a really good pass deflection, and he got down and did push-ups because he didn't come down with the interception. So it shows you that mentality that the secondary has.
So we're to press up on number 9. We're going to motion 12. We're going to hand off to Lynn, and Lynn gets a somewhat 1 yard to 2 yard carry before he stopped.
He's going to be down at the Panther Creek 40-yard line, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 from the 40-yard line. In the 40-yard line with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Panther Creek taking its time on this drive, which they kind of looked to go fast in the first half, but seem to be taking their time on this drive. Drops back.
Lundquist, they're bringing a lot there. Number 3 is going to be wide open. He's going to be just short of the first down.
I think he's going to be just short.
Going to run him about 2 yards short.
Panther Creek's going to go. I would highly doubt Panther Creek wouldn't go for it, especially at this field position.
What other choice do you have, really?
Punt the ball. I mean,
So
try a field goal.
Down.
Then again, at the same time,
might be a little bit out of a high school kicker's range.
Never know when. Freak wind gust.
They're going to go full house here. haven't seen this formation in a long while.
Nope.
And, of course, Middle Creek's really going to load the box, and I think they know what they're doing. They're going to continue to run the ball, and Anthony Lynn's going to get the first down. Middle Creek loaded the box there, prepping for the run, and they knew what they were going to run.
And they were unable to stop it, which that's the second 4th down tonight that Middle Creek, 4th and short, that Middle Creek has not been able to stop Panther Creek on.
Middle Creek defense seems to be getting a little bit tired.
Having
a lot more trouble stopping the Panther Creek offense.
Definitely, as Panther Creek goes 2 wide each side.
Quarterback Alcliffe, he wanted to take it, but he had to make sure he read it right. But they seems like he handed it off.
He just
went for TFL there. One about a loss of 3.
Yeah, he tried to take it, and he looks up, and the Mustang defensive line is all tackling him. I'm sure that's going to feel good in the morning. So that's going to bring up 2nd and about 12 from the Panther Creek 48-yard line with 6:20 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And they're going to look to bring the pressure here. They're going to send 5. He goes right across the middle for the slant route. And he's going to get about maybe 3 to 4 yards.
Looks like he's going to get about, he looks like he's going to get about 3 yards. Looks like he's about a yard past the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring about a 3rd and 9 from the Middle Creek 49-yard line. They need to get to the Middle Creek 41 for a first down. Once again, it's going to be 4th down territory for Panther Creek unless they're like right at their goal line.
39. Those linebackers, Joey Maya, those linebackers, they're really going to have to look for that slant route because that's exactly what they're going to go for. He's looking, he's rolling out. Look, Eric Lundquist, he's going to get sacked.
He's going to get
That's
sacked
gonna
from
be
behind.
A fumble. And luckily it falls harmless, rolls harmlessly out of bounds. It's Jamari there making that great play.
Yeah, I don't think the quarterback saw him. He's going to get tackled from behind, which is
Highsmith getting his first sack. So
believe that
pretty big play.
Definitely.
And now
always good to get
Catamount to get in. I mean, it looks like they were in 4th down territory, but then now they're really going to punt the ball.
Interesting here. Middle Creek needs to be aware of a fake punt. As Middle Creek, I would be aware of a fake punt here, as Panther Creek only has 1 blocker back, but Middle Creek is sending the house.
Oh, they did do the fake punt.
Fake and good stop.
Oh, he didn't. He was there. He wasn't down.
There was a fumble on the play, but
yeah, it looked like they fumbled forward, and it worked out in Panther Creek's favor.
So Panther Creek is 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions on this drive, and 3 for 3 on the night. So good job there by Panther Creek. That will probably be one bright spot when they look at the score, when they look at the recap of the game on Monday. So
Panther Creek goes back to the film room tomorrow. This is probably the drive they'll look at to try and copy. And when Middle Creek goes to the film room tomorrow, this is the drive they will not be looking. They will try and not copy. Someone call my name or someone else.
Steps back. Oh, handoff.
Alquist hands it off to Lynn, and Lynn really had a rough go at it. He's had a few little spotty runs. But for the majority of the night, he's really been getting shut down by this Middle Creek run.
Yeah, like we're seeing all night, just tackling in the backfield for a tackle for loss. Middle Creek has just been continually get back to the run, but coincidentally enough, they haven't been able to stop the run on 4th down. Coincidentally enough, but
TFL is what it's all about. It's what you look for as a defensive player.
So now under about 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Keep the opposing team off the line of scrimmage. Keep them behind the chains. Make sure they don't get in front of them.
More yards, the more it benefits the defense.
And he steps up and almost tried to go for a one-hand pass there, but incomplete pass.
Just a little too high.
That was Jake Fisher providing the pressure there. Alquist has really been getting harassed all night. But as I said before, when he had time, he's made good throws. He's had good pocket presence, but when Middle Creek has been disguising the blitzes, bringing 4, 5, and 6, he's really been he really hasn't been doing too well against the blitz.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 14 from their own 20 from the Middle Creek 27-yard line.
3rd and 14. Not right now. You're in 4-down territory. See, now they're going to bring 5. He's going to pitch it right through the line. That's Alquist, and he just throws it harmlessly away.
He just throws it away. That's that's the smart play to do in that situation. Kind of what I mentioned earlier with Ely, just making it. Sometimes the smartest play is a bad play, which in that situation you didn't complete the pass, but it was a smart play because it fell harmlessly, and you still have a chance to convert and potentially get a touchdown.
Well, he didn't throw it away in the right area because he threw it in between 2 defenders.
And that was a legit offer providing the pressure there, going at the B gap. Really doing a good job there, penetrating to the line. Like I said, when they bring 5 and 6, it's really hard for Alquist to get a chance to get the ball out. Jake Fisher dropping the linebacker, dropping in the coverage. Look at Highsmith getting through there. That's a pick by Caputo, and they're gonna call it down.
Yeah,
it went right through. It looks like that was Darnell Jones. It went right through his hands.
And right to Caputo.
That's a 3rd turnover by Alquist, and he's really been struggling with this pressure that's been brought up.
Sean Brown will come back onto the field as quarterback.
It's like right now, and it looks like Cavion Moore making his first appearance in this game.
It's a little
51 left.
Yeah, that's
seeing a couple more second stringers out here.
It's a little odd. Usually Cavion Moore gets a few carries with the first team, gets a decent amount of carries with the first team. As we're going to have a flag so it's going to be a false. It's going to be a false start of Middle Creek. So that's going to push them up to about the 3.5-yard line, as it will be half the distance to the goal. So it's going to bring up about 1st and 3 for the 1st and 12, 1st and 13 for the Middle Creek Middle Creek.
They're going to go extra blocker here. They're going to hand off to Cavion Moore. Cavion Moore cuts through the gap. He's going to get about maybe a 1-yard gain. Maybe anything back to the line of scrimmage.
I think he's going to be shy of the line of scrimmage. I think he's going to be down at the 4-yard line. So it's going to bring about 2nd and 11, 12. 2nd and 12 from the 5-yard line. Look shorter, about.
Cavion, he's got a lot of power behind him. He's a very strong running back, but he's a little smaller. And it looks like he's going to be swallowed up there right behind the line of scrimmage.
I think
fumble on the play.
There's a fumble on the play. It was recovered by the Mustangs.
Middle Creek.
Yeah, at this point, I think Middle Creek's just trying to run down the clock and get it down as much as possible. Just kind of run down the clock and get out of this game as quick as possible.
With as few injuries as possible.
On the Mustangs, I'd probably, either run out the clock or try to attempt to run down the clock here. But if I'm you, I'll drop back, try to get a pass off. As they do that, they bring the pressure, and Brown gets hit, but it's caught.
Brown's pass completes a Holmes.
It was caught by Holmes.
So
Holmes with the good catch there, but Sean Brown really
just
got pressure there, and he got hit as he threw that.
Yeah, if he holds on to that ball for a second more, that's a safety. He got the ball out basically right as he threw the ball. So something at 4th down, and Middle Creek's going to punt, as the punter is literally standing on the back goal line.
And that's Rasheed Martin got there.
Rasheed's just standing on the back line.
They're going to bunch just to protect for the punt block. As Rasheed Martin gets a line drive, that's going to take a nice bounce. As number 25, he's going to get clobbered by Joey Maya.
Yeah, rugby kick there, just kind of getting it out of his end zone. Good play there. Didn't necessarily have time to get the full stereotypical technical punt in, but nonetheless was able to get them pin Panther Creek back at, I'd say, considerable territory based on where you were when you punted the ball. So Panther Creek was started. It looks like the Middle Creek 32-yard line with 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the third quarter, correction. Not second quarter. Past that now.
Got the 3-4 set. Looks like Weinberg's going to come off the edge here. We're going to see what it's been.
That's going to be tipped twice, once by a Middle Creek defender and once by the intended receiver. So that's going to bring up. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the Middle Creek 32-yard line.
Ben Bever, who it looks like he was on a blitz. He ran about a bulk blitz there, but he read the coverage and instead of pick there.
Yeah, Ben Lever, one of the back linemen on the state championship lacrosse team, another dual sport athlete. A lot of those here in Middle Creek.
Alco's going to drop back. He's going to go deep. He sees the one-on-one coverage as Belcher.
It's going to be caught.
It's going to be caught. If they looked at Ben Belcher on the coverage.
And just
20.
That's Sherrod Ray. Sherrod Ray looked like he had a break on the ball, but at the same time, Alco's put it in the right spot.
Yeah.
We're going to see the Panther Creek Academy get on the board here.
Yeah, that looked like that was kind of one of those 50-50 balls, but the receiver was able to come down with it. So, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Panther Creek. And it looks like the 6-yard line. Correction, 5-yard line.
And there's a fumble on the play, and it looks like it's recovered by the Mustangs.
All the Mustangs are pointing that way. Just pushing some shoving.
That's Mustang's ball. As Ben Lever coming up with the recovery.
Oh, and they're going to say if he was down by contact. Or he was down, so. And we do have an injured player on the field, but he's able to get up and looks like he's going to be able to. No, he's appears that he's going to be able to walk off under his own power, which is good. And it appears that's number 78.
Jawan Guzman, number 91, coming on the field for him.
Number 78, I don't. He's the injured player. Unfortunately for him, he's able to walk off under his own power.
That's Devon. That shouldn't be an injured player.
The good thing is athletic trainer there, Miss Smith, is able to help him off without, while he's using his own power, which is always good. So with 1:25 to go, Panther Creek's gonna have a 2nd and 5 from the 5-yard line.
Come out in full house.
Once again, saw that play on their 4th down.
2nd and 8. They're going to play action fake, and he looks at his man deep, and that's a great play made there.
Just multiple receivers. Defending DBs back there that are able to make a play on the ball.
Sherrod Ray making a great pass deflection, making a play there.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 from the 5-yard line. I guess somehow Panther, according to the scoreboard, Panther Creek lost yards. Not really sure, but all right. So about 2nd and 8 from the 8-yard line, 3rd and 8 from the 8-yard line, with a minute and 3 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they're gonna go trips left. We're going to H formation here. Looks like the Mustangs only going to bring 3. And as Matrey Alpha was able to penetrate through the line, as that was almost picked off right there.
By, I believe that's Tyron Belcher. So that's going to bring up 4th and 8 from the 8-yard line. So 4th and goal for Panther Creek, 8 yards.
John Nelson there on the had a good play. And this is 4-down territory, so these guys are going to go for it here. We can give themselves a shot. This is where Alquist really has to capitalize and make a play. So they're going to go deuce double to the right.
So 57 seconds.
It's going to drop it. They're going to bring lots of pressure, and that was picked off, but that.
No. Oh, it's going to be an incomplete pass, I believe.
Incomplete pass.
Or are they going to rule them?
It's going to be short. Mustangs will take over.
Either way, Middle Creek's going to take over no matter what they rule it. So with 48.5 seconds to go, Middle Creek's going to take over at, looks like, its own 1-yard line. So
pass was completed, but they ruled him short. So we're going to see how these Middle Creek, how the Mustangs are going to take advantage of this.
Yeah. Middle Creek's backed up once again, so let's see for them if they can get out of the shadow of their own goalposts. and maybe get another touchdown to get this to a running clock, or at least not give Panther Creek good field position, as they have not been able to finish off two good drives.
They're going to go nickel set. Sean Brown throwing a nice deep pass.
Oh,
And Sean Horton almost caught that.
Almost caught by baseball teammate of Sean Brown, Sean Horton.
yeah, that was a really good play, and there is a flag on the.
Like I said, I saw this guy in practice, and he really has an arm. As we saw there, he was really able to put a nice tight spot.
Oh yeah, definitely. And with the roughing the passer, Middle Creek will now be out of its own end zone, which will definitely help, especially if they go free and out from this point on. Will definitely help with where pinning Panther Creek, where they were pinned Panther Creek. So let's see what the Mustangs can do here. So 42.8 seconds left. Middle Creek has a 1st and 10 from its own 15.
That's Stubbs on the carry. Look at him making moves, and he's shaking people off of him. He's just short of the first down.
So that's going to be a gain of about 9. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 1 from the Middle Creek. Looks like 26-yard line. So just spotted just past the 25-yard line. So about 2nd in inches for Middle Creek here.
They're probably going to let it.
Appears they will let the clock run out in the 3rd quarter.
So at the end of the 3rd quarter, Middle Creek leads 49-14. We will take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the sports block.
Christian Brothers Automotive offers great customer service and honest, genuine auto repair service. You'll see that Christian Brothers stands behind every service, every time. It's these nice differences that bring our customers back time and time again. Thank you, Christian Brothers, for supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs. Club would like to recognize our Thoroughbred sponsors tonight and their contributions to the Middle Creek High School student athletes. Jersey Mike's of Apex is a proud sponsor of the Mustangs. Over the years, Jersey Mike's has a tradition of quality and commitment to making the best sub sandwich in the industry. Visit one of our 4 Jersey Mike's locations in Cary or Apex and try a fresh sliced sandwich today. Jersey Mike's Subs proudly sponsors your Middle Creek Mustangs. The Middle Creek Jason Gladwell and his team are passionate about going the extra mile before, during, and after your treatment. It is this attention to service and clinical excellence that will exceed all of your expectations. You are our #1 priority. Smile more with Gladwell Orthodontics.
And welcome back to the sports block, as we're back at the start of the 4th quarter with Middle Creek leading 49-14 over the visiting Panther Creek Catamounts.
Sean Brown will remain at quarterback. His stats from the 3rd quarter are he went 3 for 3 with 5 yards.
So Middle Creek looks to convert this 2nd and very, very short. So it looks like they're going to give him the yard. So it looks like he's going to be he's going to get to the 30-yard line. So that's going to make up a 1st and 10 from the 30 from looks like the 29-yard line. So for 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. 11:41 to go. Sean Brown steps back, fires to his right, and he has Sean Horton. No, he has his man at the. He has his man Adam Schmidt at the 40-yard line for about a 10-yard pickup, and that's going. They're going to give. That's going to be. Looks like they're going to give him their 1st down. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. With 11:26 to go in the game. So Double wide set. Running back to his left. Tom Brown hands off the Stubbs, and he's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. He might even be dropped for a loss of 1. So it's going to be
Ladies and gentlemen, we have subs for $2.
so it's going to be bring up second in about 12 from the 39-yard line with 10:52 to go in the game.
They fake it, and Sean Brown just
It's
over.
going to be an interception.
That's going to be intercepted by number 25, and probably his best play that he's made all night after being shredded by Jordan Mitchell down there in the first half.
Yeah, it appeared his receiver, him and Adam Schmidt were not on the same page. So that's Panther Creek's going to get, after the interception, Panther Creek's going to start at its own 48-yard line with 10:31 to go in the game. Once again, I mentioned, should Middle Creek score a touchdown again, and convert the extra point without Panther Creek scoring any points, we would have a running clock. But right now, it looks like neither team shows any desire to score.
Looking to bring blitz. They're going to bring it right up the crease, and now look at Lynn. Finally, making one of his better runs tonight after being swallowed up all night. He gets the first down.
Stuff there, right? Looks like
Looks like he might be hurt.
he's his teammates trying to help him up. He's so we're gonna have a quick timeout for injury. We'll be right back with the sports block. Panther Creek lead. Middle Creek leads 49-14. And welcome back to Sports Block. As we're back, and Panther Creek is able to pick up a first down on the run by Schwitz there to get a first down, about 10-yard run there. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the Middle Creek 28-yard line. So Panther Creek trying to make this game more respectable. To make this game more respectable as they are down by 35.
They were down by 49.
Alquist takes the snap and drops back.
Look at that pressure.
Deep
Wow.
pass,
That's
overthrown.
way out of bounds. That pressure that they brought there on Alquist, I'm telling you, he really has a very low completion percentage when Middle Creek brings the blitz.
Yeah, you can tell that even with the Middle Creek second stringers and third stringers in, that they're still getting pressure on
Yeah, Panther Creek's offensive line is just having a hard time blocking anyone on Middle Creek all night.
I mean, you can't block heat. It's in heat, so it's unblockable. And you're sending 4 and 5 guys, possibly 6. It's really hard to guard everybody. And now, of course, he's going to drop back. He's going to go right there on a deep out route. It's going to be just short of a first down.
That's going to bring him
And
about
nope,
8
they're going to move the chains.
and give him a first down. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from it looks like the Middle Creek 20. Looks like they're going to spot him at the Middle Creek 15. So 1st and 10 from the Middle Creek 15 with 9:28 to go left in the game. Looking here. Panther Creek in no rush here, as Panther Creek appearing to be in no rush here as the play clock ticks to 5 seconds. 3. And this is gonna be a bad snap, and we're gonna have a flag on the play. I'm going to assume this was holding on number 50 here by Panther Creek, just trying to preserve the ball.
Try to decline it. It's a bad play anyway. Intentional grounding? Oh, legal shift. Yeah, they're going to decline it.
Yep. Penalty is declined. Smart play, because if you accept the penalty, Panther Creek has better field position.
We go from second and 10 to about second and 20 now.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
So this Middle Creek defense has really done a great job being able to penetrate through the Panther Creek offensive line. They've been struggling guarding 4 and 5, and even when they bring 6, they line up with 3. Looks like the linebackers going to play edge. It's going to be a little bit of edge pressure coming from the right, coming from his left, and look at that blitz right there, and he fumbled.
The ball is out.
We do have a flag for him on the play. Nope. The official picks up the flag. And it's going to be Middle Creek's ball. Strip sack there. It was a strip sack there, so Middle Creek's going to take over at its own 39-yard line with 8:39 left in the game.
Highsmith making big plays there. That's his second sack tonight. This guy is a wrecking ball.
He wants a starting spot.
As you've seen, bringing the pressure. When you bring that type of pressure, and that was only 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then a 5th came in afterwards. So when you bring 4 and 5, it's really hard to pick up and block.
Exactly.
And Highsmith just beat him off the edge and having a great night tonight.
Alquist has just been harassed by the
Look at Sean Brown making a move, making the tap. Wow, he's bringing a couple tackles there. Looking good out there.
Sean Brown has some wheels on him, too.
Nice gain for about 8 yards.
Defense has done a great job, really providing pressure on Alquist. Just been struggling all night, bringing that 4 and 5 pressure. Really been messing with him. He's got very low completion percentage against the blitz, so Middle Creek needs to continue to do that. That's your mind. That ball is batted down.
By number 89. By Lorenzo Stratton. That's a big dude right there. By number 99.
It's Mr. McKenzie. Jerron McKenzie making his first appearance in tonight's game. Along with Adam Schmidt. Got Hunter Holmes on the deep right. Sean Horton on deep right also. Go double set. Probably going to go to Cavi on board here to 31. You got to hand off to the small guy. Look at him making moves. Get him shift. He's getting shifty there.
And he's going
in Panther Creek territory.
And he's going to get the first down. So that's going to make it 1st and 10 from the Panther Creek 48-yard line. As Middle Creek looks to be no rush here. I would think they would be in no rush. Just burn as much time off the clock as you can with 7:45 left in the game.
Sean Brown. They're going to hand out to him. They're going to fake it more. And Sean Brown making a great throw there to Hunter Holmes. She can get about a 6-yard gain. Sean Brown making all the right reads right now. He had 100% completion rate in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So doing pretty good out there.
Definitely.
For his first playing time in a while.
Mm-hmm. As Panther Creek had a long drive, and then they just they fumbled. So. So this is about a 2nd and 2 play from the Panther Creek 34-yard line.
Look at Moore having open field. Look at him go. He's going to have a shot at the end zone. Look at the nice stiff arm, and he gets down to the 10-yard line.
Who said little men can't have good stiff arms?
Mr. Moore's got wheels on him. Trust me.
And he's got a good stiff arm too.
I know this guy personally. He's in the gym every day. He's in the weight room. He's pushing that iron. And he really works hard for these minutes that he gets. Close to having a touchdown there as he subs in. They're going to hand out to Stubbs, and Stubbs is going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
As Middle Creek is a first, that will bring up second and goal from the 10-yard line.
1 on the play.
With 6:26 to go in the game. Sean Brown looks to the sideline to get the play call. Middle Creek is showing absolutely no hurry here.
So they decided to throw it here. Give Sean Brown a chance to let the man get himself a touchdown. Look at him making plays. He's rolling out. He's got an open man, and he gets a touchdown.
And that's going.
Sean Brown to Sean Horton. The two Seans making a connection.
Sean the Sean.
In the back of the end zone. They gave the guy a chance, and he took an opportunity. Like he rolled out, evaded a sack, and he found Sean Horton in the back of the end zone. What a great play made by the youngster, Sean Brown.
And with that, we will now have a rolling clock.
Pending the extra point. As you have to be up by 42.
Kirkin said, kid. And it's up. And it's good.
That
Okay,
will
now we have a rolling clock.
initiate a running clock. So, with 5:58 left in the game, Middle Creek leads 56-14. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Blog. As we're back with Middle Creek up 56-14 with 5:58 left in the game. As you can see, number 6 down there wearing Brandon Wilson's homecoming. Oh no.
Holmes, he's gonna squib it. He's gonna take a bounce. He's gonna take it from his own 10. That's number 11. He's going to cut inside. He's going to be stopped. He's going to break a tackle. He's going to go backwards. He's going to be down at maybe about the 14-yard line. So this Catamounts offense, knowing now being down 42 points, up 55, 56-14. Now they know there's a running clock. They have no way to stop it.
The only way to stop it is to get within 42.
So this Catamounts offense has been struggling all year. So the keys to the game for them was to play with passion. When being down, and maintain their composure. But since that first drive, they really kind of fizzled out all game. Bad pass by Alquist there. It's gonna be a flag on the play.
Probably pass interference on Middle Creek, or offensive pass interference for a push off.
It's going to be an ineligible receiver downfield for the Catamounts.
Or ineligible.
That's going to move back 5 yards.
So that's going to bring up a 1st and 15. That's going to be a Middle Creek's going to decline it, so it's going to be a 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Going to come in, get his guys to play.
Panther Creek looks to be in no rush, which I would assume wouldn't be with a running clock. Handoff.
Run will be stuffed again. Panther Creek really has not been able to do much all night.
Nope. Middle Creek's defensive line is just continually got pressure and stuffed the run game.
It started out as an eventful game, both teams scoring on their second plays of their first respective drives. Really has turned into a lopsided game pretty quickly, with Middle Creek going up by 42.
Yes, very good result for homecoming night.
Doctors getting pressure as they run a slight screen. And really trying to get him down there.
So 3 minutes to go. Panther Creek will have a 4th and 11 from its own 19-yard line. As they are sending on the punt team, which I'm assuming this is only because they don't want to give Middle Creek right field position and have them put up even more points on them.
Sean Horton's going out to field the punt. I can tell you he has some wheels. I play baseball with him. He can run.
Yep, no need to risk your top punt returner in a game that's in a running clock.
Definitely.
As the kick is away, Sean Horton calls for a fair catch. So he will fair catch it at the Panther Creek 42-yard line. So with continuing running clock, so we're about to tick under 2 minutes to go. I'm just going to assume Middle Creek's is going to, before too long, just going to take a knee.
Sean Brown will get the last drive of the night, most likely.
As to be expected. And I think Middle Creek's just going to do, oh no. I don't think there's enough time for Middle Creek to go to, nope, they're just going to go to victory formation from here on out. So they're just going to wait for the play clock to go down, victory formation, and let the clock keep running. No hurry here. This probably won't be snapped till it's under.
Another victory came with ease for the Middle Creek Mustangs. Overall series record will go to 9-2 Middle Creek.
Middle Creek will improve to 3-2 on the year, and Panther Creek will drop to 0-5. This was a Panther Creek needs to. It's kind of if they want to make the playoffs, they kind of, in theory, they cannot lose. They can drop one game, one non-conference game, so theoretically they could drop this game or the Holly Springs Heritage.
You just mentioned that Panther Creek is no longer in the conference. Coach Harris told me that Panther Creek was the only team that left the SWAC that was still willing to play us. All the other teams we called said, no, we don't want to play you. Panther Creek was the only one. I think it's an interesting dynamic because these are the only two creeks in Wake County. So it makes kind of an interesting rivalry. And also, the head coach of Panther Creek, Sean Crocker, is former Middle Creek head coach. He was the head coach from 2007 to 2012, and he won the first conference championship for the Middle Creek football.
When you go to four AA East finals in 4 years, not many schools are going to want to play you. Not many schools are really going to want to play you.
Very true.
So our final score is going to be 56-14 Middle Creek with a homecoming win over former conference foe and continued rival Panther Creek. Our next broadcast will be in 3 weeks when Fuquay comes here for Middle Creek's first conference match of its new conference. So until then, you're watching the Sports Block. Thank you for tuning in.